Hello and welcome to CotoCat Mets. The Mets return from a 7-3 road trip on the West Coast and immediately drop 2 to the Nationals. Trying to avoid being swept, Brett Baty helps out the team with his first dinger of 2023. Of course he hit it right after CotoCat dropped him from his fantasy team, but that's okay. We'll try to pick him up on waivers, and I still want dingers. Luckily, Robles is just a little short on the effort. And this gives the Mets the early lead off of Trevor Williams, our old friend. Lindor is going to bang out a couple of doubles and drive in runs. But the Mets have never lost 4 in a row before under Buck Showalter's tenure, and they're dangerously close to being swept by the Nationals in a very disheartening game where the pitching just cannot hold the leads the hitting keeps getting them. But thankfully, they're going to have a late 8th inning rally to pull this one out. Before the game, Louis Guillorme moved the Brandon Nimmo gnome from outside of Brandon's locker into the dugout, and perhaps it was the gnome that inspired Nimmo to round the bases. He's pretty much meat at the dish if they can make an accurate throw, but they don't. Joey Cora pushing the envelope. Canna scored on a very shallow sac fly earlier in the game, but the Mets are going to have 3 hit-by pitches in 1 inning, a costly error by Lindor, and Brooks Raley, designed to get lefties out, lefty on lefty, leaves a hanger, middle, and C.J. Abrams takes care of it. The Nats dugout goes ecstatic. Fortunately, that's going to be short-lived happiness for the Nats. So the Garden Gnome sitting in the dugout as Marte singles, steals a bag, and then Pete goes to the opposite gap, plugs the gap to the wall to bring in Marte and to put himself in scoring position. The game tied at 8. Mason Thompson, a key piece of the trade for the Nats with the Padres, the Juan Soto deal. He was stellar in Game 1, but he pitched 3 innings. Curious that Davey Martinez brings him back for the 8th inning in the finale. It looked like he might need another day off. The fastball did not have the zip, and because of that, you are going to see some balls off the fence. Yeah, maybe that could have been caught, but still, great stroke by McNeil. Pete always running where it looks like he's going to topple forward, but he does make it home with the go-ahead run. The Mets have McNeil at third with less than 2 out, but they're not going to get him in, so no extra insurance. But that's okay. We don't have Diaz. We don't have the trumpets, but we have David Robertson, and he has been fantastic so far. So while this was happening, the Miami Marlins scored 5 runs in the 9th inning off of the Braves relievers to take a 5-4 victory. Just clutched it right out of Atlanta's hands in Atlanta. That was kind of fun to watch as well. And the Mets salvaged the 3rd game of the series, and I'm guessing that we're going to see more of the Brandon Nimmo gnome in the dugout for this weekend's series with the Braves. So the Mets wrap it up. Very interesting. The official scorer could have given the win to Robertson or to Raley. They decide to give it to Raley. Sometimes they don't when a reliever blows the lead like that. They don't want to reward him with the win because his team came back right away. So it's kind of interesting. But that gnome really helped our boys. So the Mets move to 15-11. They get that first win under their belt on this homestand, and they trail Atlanta by 2 as the Braves come to town. This has been CotoCat Mets. If you like this video and you love the Mets, please subscribe.
And then we'll sing, "Let's go Mets!"